Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the 7th episode of Love, Success, and Real Shit. I got my man, Adam, in the building. Adam, what's going on, boss?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Looking sharp.
Appreciate it.
What's up with the beard, bro?
Man, just growing it out. Is that no shave November since then?
And you straightening it out too, huh?
Yeah, I gotta
Okay.
admit, I'm stealing my wife's straight iron
Oh,
when she's not
man.
looking.
Hey, it looks unique.
You know what? I wonder if I left that on today. I gotta check that when I get back to the house.
Man, you look like you're in shape, losing, looking slim or everything.
Trying to cut, bro. Just trying. I mean, I've been since we met. I've been hitting the gym since then, since about 2017, and really kind of focusing on getting leaned out. I haven't reached my goals because business takes more of my time than I do
Right.
to the gym. Because I mean, I can be in the gym all day long, twice a day. I'm not going to Lifetime anymore. I got a home gym since all this pandemic, mask wearing, working out thing.
All in the home gym.
All in the home gym.
What exactly are you doing?
So I got squat rack, got all the dumbbells, barbells. I've got treadmill, elliptical machine. So
Shit.
just kind of
You got membership?
I'm just sticking with that right now. It's been good. I will admit it's getting kind of boring because you're doing the same like 10 exercises over and over, trying to stay with push-pull legs.
Mhm.
But I don't have enough leg equipment to really utilize legs. I mean, you can only do squats and split lunges and Roman deadlifts for so long before it gets doing the same thing.
But you're looking good, man.
Appreciate
How's
it.
your diet going?
I'm focused that on more now than I was previously. I had dropped down. Man, I got my body fat percentage down to like 13,
Shit.
but I jumped back up to 18 because I was trying to just, like I said, business takes a lot of my time sometimes, and it was hard for me to really maintain that lifestyle of eating exactly what you're supposed to. And then I don't know. I think I messed up somewhere by eating the wrong stuff or not enough. Is what I've been told, because everyone tells me, well, if you're 200 and you're supposed to get 0.08 grams of protein a day and so much this and so much that, he goes, and you're only eating 3 meals or 2 meals with your intermittent fasting. That's not enough, especially if you're working out as hard as you are and active with all the real estate and houses and stuff you're doing. He said, you're not eating enough.
No. How much do you weigh right now?
Right at last time I jumped on the scale was about 2 weeks ago, was 214.
Okay.
So I started at 285, dropped down to 195 for the longest time, and 195 going back up to 215 where I am now.
Good deal.
Yeah.
How tall are you again?
6.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad, man. I'm the heaviest I've weighed. I'm 230.
Really?
Yeah, and I just checked today. I'm actually 30% body fat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cut that diet, bro.
Yeah, man. I actually been trying a bunch of different things. I'm actually currently doing a blood type diet.
Really?
Yeah, it's according to your blood type.
I'm
really trying to try that out. Basically, for my blood type, what I have to do is almost like keto.
Oh, okay.
So it allows me to still eat as much meat and chicken and turkey or whatever I want. So I'm fortunate for that. And for the reason why I think it might work is because whenever we're a little bit younger and we're about to go to vacation and you start eating right 3 weeks prior to your vacation date, and I'm just grubbing out on meat and chicken and all that stuff, and I lose, and I'm looking good by the time the vacation rolls around.
Yeah.
So I remember I didn't incorporate a lot of carbs then. So I'm trying this out, man, because I think I'm still trying to figure out the best type of routine for myself. So but man, you're looking sharp, bud. I remember you were a little bit bigger before.
Yeah. I think we met in 18, late 18, something like that,
Maybe.
or 19. 18, 19, somewhere in there, because I know when we met, I was still president of the Sweet Talkers Toastmasters. Before I moved into the Sugarland one.
Toastmasters is a good time.
Oh, yeah. Very good time.
I haven't done it in a minute, but I know you haven't done it in a while either. But once it's back and after COVID's done and it's not virtual, I might do that again. I think it's a great platform for a lot of people. But man, for some reason I just can't say. I think it's just too many people. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, but in your field, in your game, I mean, being on camera and being comfortable, you should really practice that all the time. I mean, I don't have a need for it. I'm
I'm
not
doing that right now.
Yeah, well, I know, but I don't have a real big need for it. Some of the people that are now working from home, working in remote offices and whatnot, they have those Zoom calls all the time. I'm not. So,
Nice.
but like doing stuff like this, like you're on video and you're putting podcasts, stuff like that together, which is great, man. This is awesome. I'm glad I was able to jump on. That's a
Absolutely.
good skill to progress,
Absolutely, man. And now you're doing real estate now, right?
Yeah.
In barbershops.
Yeah.
You got 2 barbershops?
Yes, sir. We got 2 barbershops. That's been our core business. A lot of people always ask me, why you do so many things? I said, well, you need to think of it this way. Our main barbershops, the 2 that we have here in Houston, that's our real income that comes in. And then from there, we take the proceeds and we reinvest in real estate. So I'm lucky to have my wife on my side. She's helped me run both of my locations. So I get to focus more on the real estate stuff and really expanding that. We're focused in, Southwest Houston, out towards the country more, and we're just doing a lot of flips and a lot of rehab to rental projects. So we're taking some houses that could be flipped, and instead of flipping them, we're turning them into income producing property for ourselves for that monthly cash flow.
How long have you been doing real estate for?
Since about 2015.
2015.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of motivated you to get into that?
My father has always been in real estate all the time from the same thing. We inherited the barbershops from him, when he was deciding to retire back in 2000. So we took over since then and been running it, and saw him do it for quite a while. And then I was like, well, that's a good thing to get into, because you really just cannot lose money on real estate. I mean, all the stuff that I bought in 2015 is worth, 30 to 40 grand more now than what it was back then.
So how, from the business perspective, I'm assuming it allows a lot of free time for you.
Yeah. Business wise, we have our system and processes in place that, we can be absentee owners. We don't have to be there every second of the day. We have a good crew, good system and processes in place that we really rely on, and has actually helped us scale our businesses quite a bit back then. And I've kind of sold and done a few little different things with them, just because I wanted to focus more on the real estate, and as well as when we got into some of the ranching and stuff as well too. But
so how is it as far as what are you doing on your free time?
Investing in real estate, man. Just being out there and doing things. Was active in Toastmasters for a while. Was always a student of studying, always learning and everything, keeping that knowledge coming.
Right.
Real estate, and then like I said too, we have the ranch, so that's another big recreational thing that we always do, and just enjoying time with the family.
So
and
what
all
do you
that.
do in the ranch?
It's an actual working cattle ranch. We have about 500 acres and about 90 head of cattle right now.
Okay.
So it's a complete another business on its own.
Okay. So your day is tied up.
It can be. It can be.
Okay.
I have the luxury of freeing up my schedule like today.
Right.
And doing different things whenever I see fit. But I've got a list on my phone of to-do apps, and I was doing half of them on the way over here. And I got here a little early and was just kind of chilling in the parking lot, making a few phone calls, trying to get things done. So it's a lot of delegation to get a lot of these things done. But luckily, we've been trained that way to know our system and process. It's coming back from the barbershop to, apply it to other businesses and continue on going and growing.
So the free time you're investing into more real estate.
And either investing into real estate or investing into myself or investing time with the family.
Nice, man. Did you go to college?
No. I did not.
Did you ever have plans to go to college?
I believe I went for like 6 months to local community college, and it just wasn't for me. I sat in a business class there. I think it was Business 101, and had this professor telling me about this and telling me about that. And I'm like, I'm spending money to sit here when I can go outside and actually do it and learn that way.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I wasting my time?
Right.
This guy has not had a business, has not done anything in the field. He's only regurgitated what he's learned from books. So, I mean, why?
Yeah.
That was my whole thought process on college.
I've been 20K in the hole for going to get a degree after changing my major 4 times. Only need to not learn anything and just kind of been able to apply everything myself and learn it. So, completely on the same board with you there.
Where'd you go?
U of H.
U of H, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say that the Ivy League schools are good to go to just for the connections more so. Cousin of mine went to Notre Dame, and he's got some good connections, people, stuff he knows out there. So that's always good, I would say. But it depends on what you want to do. I always saw myself as an entrepreneur, always moving and grooving, hustling and getting things done. And if I wanted to become a lawyer or a doctor or something else, then of course that's what I need to do. I need to go to the college and get those accreditations and all that.
Nice. So with the real estate, is it what's the percentage like? Are you making more smarter moves, or have you had, are you still kind of learning the business, or are you doing pretty good? Your streak's been pretty good so far.
Streak's been pretty good so far. There's been, I think, maybe one house that it's not a loss. It's just I should have redid the analogy or the analysis beforehand before I dumped it into a rental production. It was in an area that the houses are worth a lot more than I could get rent, so my rent was capped at a certain amount. And I was like, well, I can't get enough of my return on my investment when I refi on it. So I was like, this scenario would have been way perfect for me to actually invest in the house more than what I did. See, my ideology for rentals is just clean, maintenance free, and just easy. And I don't go through and add all this excessive stuff to really bring up the value. I just want it easy into production where if a stove goes down, it's not going to cost me $1,000 because it's some big stainless steel thing. It's just a regular white stove. And just change it out and keep moving and keep moving. This particular property, if I would have invested time in the kitchen and done all the nice appliances and done that and really brought the evaluation up, I could have gotten my money out faster and thus put it into something else that would have made more sense. But that's kind of the only one that has dumped out of all of like the 15. I haven't done a lot of them. Out of the 15 houses we've done so far through the whole time since 2015. That's kind of like the one that, well, man, I should have rethought that. But, everyone's not going to be a knock out of the park.
No, for sure. And are you usually just driving around, or are you on hard.com, or how exactly are you finding your spots?
I've found a lot of my stuff off the regular MLS. So yeah, HAR. I found a lot of stuff. I've got an agent there, and I've been working here and there with wholesalers. Not as much, but I have been working here and there with them.
Good deal.
But I just go through the foreclosure list on HAR and I say, hey, I want to go see this. My agent's like, man, you see like the trashiest, worstest places in the country, like no one wants. I was like, yeah, but I see the value in it. I see the value in what it's going to take to fix it up and to rent it out or fix it up and sell it. And then I know what the area is bringing because of the movement of the jobs and stuff that are bringing out there.
Mm-hmm. Good deal, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So you jumped in there, I'm assuming right after that 6-month stint of college, stunt that you had in college. After that, you're like, okay, let me just jump into the family business. Or you kind of were already involved in it?
I had always been involved with it, man. I was raised in the entrepreneurial family, where it was always business all the time. There wasn't really a time where we weren't talking about something or thinking about something or having ideas being shared across the dinner table, whatever.
Yes.
So I grew up. I always refer to my upbringing as in the Rich Dad, Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah. So I had the rich dad, but not such the monetary way. It was the, learn how to create a job for yourself, learn how to create a job for others, things that way, and not just, hey, go to work, go to school.
Mm-hmm. So your dad, he's pretty impressed with you so far of how you kind of...
I would like to think so.
Nice.
I like to think so.
Good deal. And it's just kind of just you and your pops mainly? I mean, I know now it's your wife.
It was for a little while. Yeah, he taught me a lot. And then, I met my wife in high school, so that was 1999, 1998, right in there. And then, we've been together since then. And she's been one, I always like to say, we kind of grew up together. And then when my father had, at that time, it was in 2003, we decided to open up some hand car washes here in Houston. And it was a idea from my father, and we went through and did it. But during like the whole construction phase where we were changing a few things on these buildings to be adaptable for a car wash, my father had a heart attack.
Oh, man.
So it was hard. So we had, 4 barbershops at the time. And we had the car washes going. So we opened 2 locations at the same time. And I was, young, 20s, mid-20s in 2004, and he had a heart attack. And then she was working as his makeup in Foley's back then. Mm-hmm. Doing some of that stuff. I think it was Origins and Estee Lauder and things like that back then. And then she just saw the need, since I'm the only child. It's kind of hard. I don't have anyone else to rely on. And so I wanted to make sure that, when my parents built that, of course, I'm going to take it over. But, I had to prove myself, and I wanted to have everything good. And she saw that, and she's like, well, I'm going to, give you a hand. And she's been with me ever since, and really, keeping her in. And we're kind of learning as we're going. And then, my mother sat down and talked with her and taught her a lot, because my mother was, running one location. My father was running a few others, and they just worked together. And we formed a team and been at it ever since.
Wow. Dream team, huh?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So what's the future plans looking like?
Future plans. I want to invest more in real estate. Been thinking about really growing that more. maybe going into some more multifamily deals. I've got one multifamily property now, or I should say two, but one multifamily, real multifamily, and thinking about getting into the lending portion of it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's gonna be something to learn.
Yeah. Going back to being I like to say a real estate loan shark. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm going to those guys anyways right now, getting some money to do some of these deals, using that cash leverage. And I'm seeing, man, I'm paying 12% for this money to use, and I can do this myself and leverage some of the cash, some of the stacks I've got in the corner, and let somebody else do the deal, do the project, and I can bring my experience to the table because I've done quite a few deals and I understand what construction was going to take to get it done. So if they send me a rehab budget, I can say, yeah, that's doable, or no, you're out of your mind, and then
That's sweet,
collect that interest money, because all in us, the whole idea for me has become on the B&I spectrum. If you look at the Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's ESBI, so it's a business owner and investor. That's when you can kind of just really sit back and do anything from across the world if you needed to.
Dang, that's dope, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I think yeah, man, so something that you perfect, and then you can start looking into other aspects of that business to kind of further your kind of success in that field. I think it's the key to go. Just like with video production is what I started off with, and then a lot of businesses started asking about the marketing aspect of it, and I was like, okay, let's look more into it. So then it became like a marketing agency. So I definitely see what you're saying, man. How is it? How many kids do you have, by the way?
Two.
Yeah, two kids, two boys.
No, one daughter. She's 14, and then my son's 11.
14 and 11.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, we had them young.
Having many more kids?
No, we're good.
That's it for the.
That's it, man. With private school and everything that they're into, it's enough.
It's getting up there.
Yeah.
So, and you've been married for how long?
15 years.
15 years?
Yeah, since 2005.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man, so you're in it for the long run, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. This podcast talks about love, too,
I know that. That's what we're kind of discussing. What do we talk about? Love, success, or some real shit? I said, let's get some real shit going about love and success.
Oh, man. So what real shit you got for me, man?
Man, I don't know. Success-wise, just getting out there, doing it, getting rid of that fear. Fear in a lot of people is a limiter. And then it's kind of what you tell yourself as well, too, because on this jacket that I have, my tailor actually put the "I can do anything" mantra that I live by on the back of my collar back here.
Sweet.
So it's kind of something that always behind me, kind of pushing me that I can do anything, and I believe that wholeheartedly, and before anything really. And that's how I've been able to achieve a lot of successes in life, between anything, marriage, business, just working with animals, whatever, just out there.
Working with animals?
Well, the ranch stuff.
Okay.
We're out there, 100%.
Okay, nice, man.
Yeah.
So just kind of just going out there and getting it.
Going out there, getting it done, and then learning the languages of certain things. Because in real estate, there's a language of money, but there's also the language of actual real estate, whether you're a retail broker or an investor broker or, agent, whether you're a retail agent or retail agent, or just an investor, because there's just different scenarios and what we talk about and understanding that. And then when you approach the lending, understanding what the cost of money is and what they're talking about. So it's learning the language, being fearful, getting rid of the fear, being fearless, understanding the language, and just, those two things right there has helped me big time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's sweet, man. So, that's, of course, success, but I know you got some stuff to talk about love. I think 15-year relationship, man, in theory is not a lifetime, but nowadays it seems like it's a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Because nowadays it doesn't last that long. We talked about that a lot. Divorce rates are high.
Yes.
And everything of that sort. So, how is it for you? Is it and not to get too personal within your marriage or anything, but that's what's your insight on that? What are some of the keys? What's been working? What's the struggles? What's the solution? What's your overall picture about it?
See, a lot of people nowadays want to say that women are equal and this and that, and it's just not true. There's a lot of things that women are way better at than men are, and it's just coming together and being able to provide each that. Everyone says, every marriage is 50-50. It's not. It's 100-100. I got to be 100 to, be for her, there for her and what she needs. And she has to be there 100 for me too. And that's how we move on. That's how we get things done. That's how we have two beautiful, wonderful kids that are very successful in their rights right now. Even though they're just in private school, they're doing really well. And that's something that we're proud of. And everything that we've accomplished together, because there's a lot of things I could have done on my own, but without her saying, hey, you can try this or do this, or her ideas. There was one time, but we had, the main barbershop was in Northline Mall. When Northline Mall closed down, we went to their open air concept outside. And so she was in charge of, getting the store closed and moved into the new store. So she went through and got all the stuff out of there. And then it was right at the time of back to school, which is our busiest time. So she had the idea of renting one of these big, huge balloons and putting it on top of the building so we can advertise to the world that we did not close because the mall closed. We just moved with them. So we were the only small business that stayed from the original mall to their new open air concept. So her idea was to put a big old balloon on the side that said Northline Barbershop right here, right on 45. And
Wow.
Everybody saw that, and that really helped us, really bring in a lot of business. And people were like, oh, yeah, we remember you. We know where you're at now. So that helped. And then got a lot of ideas that she's brought to the table that, I can't think of right now because, it's business. And,
Yeah.
we just go with the flow and get at it. But there's a lot of stuff that, she's brought to me that's helped me be better than what I am now.
So was it kind of always like that, or did it take time for you to have that trust built in her and be like, hey, you can handle this and I have full trust in you?
I think it took her a little bit more time to have that self-confidence because we were both kind of thrown into the whole sink or swim type scenario. And for her, it was a little bit harder to get that. But once she got it, she's ran with it, and she's been, she's better at the management side, the day-to-day. I'm a big picture. I can see, hey, let's acquire this business. Let's do that. Let's shoot for the long haul. Let's make these numbers. Let's have these bold, audacious goals. And she can go more and be like, okay, this is what we need to do day-to-day.
Let's talk about that a little bit more. I think a lot of, wives, they lack that confidence. Just like you said, and just like you said, females, they bring such a important and contribute almost more than men can.
Yes.
In so many different ways. So what was her confidence like? What kind of helped her gain that confidence? Did you have a lot of contributions? What exactly did you guys do as a team? Because it's hard to do that, especially when someone's older.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that like?
As far as, well, we were thrown into the whole sink or swim, and then so I was kind of used to that. That's just how I've been raised and learned things. But I guess for her, the confidence wise, it came more of just being out there and really learning and just continuing on, even though there's been some failures, and we're talking about business, and there's some failures in there. It's learning from those mistakes and continuing on. But I think I want to credit my mother for giving her a lot of insight, because there's a lot of times she's like, well, we have so-and-so employee that didn't do this or didn't do that. What would you do? What would you recommend? And she would tell her what she did from a woman's perspective more than what I'd say, because I'm just, a dude. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Let's do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
And there was a different way to go about it. And that's where my mother helped her more with that than I did so far. But was always, always had her back. There's times when, employees were, I don't know, getting gruntle or just had to make some discipline, and she tried but didn't know how to approach it correctly, and I was there with her behind her to make sure that it was done. I let her do it, but she knew that, hey, the main guy's there, so we had to pay attention.
Yeah, gotta clean up your act real fast.
Yeah, exactly. But it's over time. It's through the failure and learn process, and even for myself too. Not so much as her, just even in our marriage, there's been a lot of ups and downs, and that's just the way it is. But we I don't want to say roll the punches, but we just go through and get it done. Try to get that, what the issue is, hit it head on, and attack the problem and move on from it instead of just letting it linger and not just,
Was there any big tragedy or anything that happened in your marriage where you guys were, in serious second thoughts?
Probably some of the earlier stages, maybe. Yeah.
You guys kind of learn from that.
Learn from those mistakes.
So is it now going from that mindset? Because I've heard of that 100 before.
Yeah.
And I think that is the way to kind of go about it. So how did that come to be? Was that a trial and error too? Was that a
Yeah.
conversation that needed to happen?
I don't know if it's so much a conversation, but I see all that she was doing for me, and then I'm not doing enough for her, and I just
Doing
need
for you
to
personally or in business? Or
both. Both. You know, we're talking about diet and stuff like that too. You know, my main chef, that's her. You know, today what I ate, I was, you know, some brown rice, some chicken, and some broccoli, and it all came from, you know, her meal preps that she does. As one day I left her, went to go do some things, run some errands and stuff, and then she was in the kitchen preparing food, and then I came back, she's still in the same spot, in the kitchen preparing food. You know, so that's what I'm saying. She brought a lot more to it than I had, whether it's, you know, domesticated or even in business. In the beginning, I wanted to make sure that I was out there running the businesses and taking care of that, so we had the income flow and we didn't have to worry about bills. And she was more about raising the kids, so she was actually able to be there with them in their first 7 years, 10 years as they're growing up, to be there and really guide them and help them with their schoolwork. I mean, she's more of the educated academically wise in school to really help them with their math and all of that, and she really takes in care of all of that. Helps the kids going.
Man, so, you know, you probably won't be in that good shape then, huh? If it wasn't for her.
I'm probably not, or maybe I would be. I don't know, because sometimes, you know, she indulges and makes some really good dinners, and I'm like, I can't eat that. I can't have you know, all this butter and pasta. But she is also following a regimen of a diet as well too. It's kind of more makeshift of my own. From what I've gone through various coaches, and they've told me what to do. So she's kind of seen that, you know, we're eating a lot of rice, chicken, and vegetables a lot of times. So she's making stuff around there and trying to be more health conscious, and she's utilizing the home gym too. And she was doing title boxing for the longest time, and then we went to Lifetime. I think you jumped in a few classes with us too.
Yeah.
We're there. So we did that for a little while, and then she went back to title, and we stopped doing that for a little while, and we have the home gym. So she's utilizing that and utilizing diet, and she has her gains, and she's gotten, you know, leaner and all that too. So it's effectively helping all of us, even the kids too.
Oh, the kids are on it?
I heard my daughter the other day. I'm like, what is that noise upstairs? She's like, oh, your daughter's on an elliptical machine. I was like, oh, okay, good.
All right, great. It's rubbing off.
Yeah.
That's sweet, man. That's sweet. I think, man, a lot of people just can't understand, and you know, figure out ways to kind of make it work. So I'm glad that you got that game plan, and you kind of you know, just living life, I guess, the way that it's supposed to be lived in a way. I mean, I don't know what's a perfect way. I guess it's different for everybody.
It is.
But it seems like you're happy, man. I think that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know, I think you're happy. I think you're doing it. You know, and you're still getting up and just want to grow. You know, and I think in this day and age, a lot of people are more content, and we get comfortable real fast.
Yes.
You know, so what are your kind of mindset on that? Because I think for someone with your background, I think since your dad's been doing it for so long, you've kind of like, I'm not gonna say easier, but it is like you're gonna adapt to it. You're gonna have his kind of mindset growing up. But someone that you know comes from, you know, a family that's you know, paycheck to paycheck, and they're not using their time wisely, you know, I wonder how you can make shifts for those type of people, because you see these seminars and these self-help books, and there's such a big industry for it. But I was hearing this the other day, and I don't know if it was Grant Cardone or someone saying, and they're like, man, you know, no, it was the Joe Rogan show.
Okay.
I forgot who was the guest on there, but he's like, dude, people are going to these seminars and everything, expecting someone to say the magic word for you to kind of change and your life to be different. But it's all, you have to go up and do it, and it's all within you, you know? So I you know, I look forward to kind of talking to, you know, people, you know, with your type of success. But at the same time, you know, for anyone else that lives with average, not to be rude, but, you know, parents that just want a low key average life, and you have dreams that are a lot bigger. I think, you know, you have to do what you got to do, and you got to change your mindset, and you got to change your self-belief, and you have to put out what you have to put out. Like, no one's going to do it for you.
At the end of the day, no one's there to rescue you.
It's not.
You got to get there and do it for your damn self. That's the attitude I've always had. You know, like I said, I can do anything. I've always had that passion, that drive to get out there and just get shit fucking done. It's that simple. Get shit fucking done out there. Whatever it took. Like even though I sort of credit my father for having rental properties back then, he didn't teach me to go get a hard money loan and how to do it or go this and that. He just I had extra money from the barbershop and bought a house and 30 grand or whatever.
Yeah.
I need to get something on my taxes, I think is what he said. But he made money off of it. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So I was like, all right, so I'm starting with $500. How I'm going to turn $500 to, now I think we're at like $3 million in property, but how am I going to turn that into some money? How can I keep leveraging more and more and more? And that's when I just started learning, picking up various books and getting out there, acquiring the knowledge and then applying the knowledge. That's where a lot of people fail. A lot of people will sit here and go to those seminars, listen to podcasts. I mean, we even went to the Small Business Expo here in Houston, and they'll learn and learn and learn and read and read and read and never do anything. And it boils down to, you want the guy advising you who's read 700 books or has done 700 deals.
Yeah. Right. 100%.
Get out there and do it.
What was your top 2-3 books?
I've read a lot of the Grant Cardone stuff, a lot of the 10X. I saw your 10X backpack. I read a lot of his stuff. Heard him on Clubhouse quite a few times already.
Yeah.
Got some good insight.
Yeah.
I have yet to, since I'm not big on cable, we're all subscription-based TV stuff, and whenever we do watch TV, I was trying to reach the, what's the show that he did, the Undercover Billionaire?
Okay. I haven't seen that either.
Yeah. I want to check that out and see what he did. I credit a lot of success, even though I grew. So back to my father, he was my first mentor. I was really at a young age, being the only child, I was always around the businesses and things like that. So I always learned and picked up a lot of things from him by watching. I remember he had a big stack of books, and I think that's when I was a child, I started writing all in them and whatnot as a baby. And I know we donated a lot of books to Half Price Books, but I go back and I think about that. Well, he acquired a lot of knowledge from books because he's not highly educated. He was in the era where, you have to walk 10 miles to school in the snow up and down a mountain with no shoes on, that era.
Wow.
So, he got to the 6th grade education because his family was sharecropping here and there locally in Fort Bend County.
Oh, wow.
So he grew up, he got out of school early and, just was kind of thrown into, and I think it's when his father passed away at an early age too. I got to go to work. I got a family to feed. He's one of, I think, 10 siblings. So he's like, I got to get out there and do something. And he started doing something himself and started from there. The thing is that poverty is a hell of a motivator. When you don't have anything and you want to get to the top, you've got that motivation behind you to get up there.
Mm-hmm.
And that how I think helped him a lot too. But at the same time, when you got up there, there's a time where you can just kind of sit back and chill, and you think everything is on autopilot, but it's not. So I've kind of had the both ideologies of seeing him, really hustle and get up and build the business and do that, and then I've also seen the backlash of just like, okay, I've reached the point, so I'm just chill and just kind of leave it there, and it's like, could have done so much more.
True.
So I have both aspects. So that's kind of gives me my drive to, I gotta just get shit done, man. Just get out there and do it. That simple. Get rid of that fear. Just keep pushing that envelope, getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. Just do it.
Man, it's we hear that so often, man, but it's just only some people take that advice and roll with it.
I was listening to somebody on Clubhouse, and she was talking about real estate, and she's in Florida, and she I can't remember the name of her, but she was talking about, I'm a realtor. I know quite a few people. I deal with a lot of investors. I've got the houses that I want to do. I've even approached some financing, private money financing. I just don't know if I should take it. I'm like, what are you waiting for? You have all the scenarios. And everyone in the Clubhouse was going through and talking about the deal and talking about this and going through this whole analysis thing. And I got up there and I said, analysis paralysis. Just get out there and go do it. Because I'm going to get back with you in a week and I'm going to ask you. I'm going to push you off the ledge and I'm going to ask you if you've done it. Because that's all it takes. You have everything there.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, you may lose or you may not gain as much. You think you're going to make 50 grand and you only make 20 grand because of all expenses and everything. But the fact is you did it and you learned. When number 2 comes around, you're going to know exactly what to watch. Number 3 goes around, you're going to know exactly what more to watch. And then when you're in your 4th or 5th deal, you're going to be like, okay, I got an idea of what to do. You're not 100%, but you got a good damn idea what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it all comes from doing action, just getting out there.
Yeah, I mean, man, action cures a lot. And that's kind of one of the main things I've learned is action, action.
Mm-hmm.
That decides your failures, because that gives you the chance to learn from the
Oh
failures
yeah.
and come back up, or that, you know.
I think we can have probably a whole nother full podcast of just all the failures I've gone through in business.
Really.
Yeah.
Any scary ones?
Not really. You know, a lot of good lessons, a lot of things that you take into the next deal. You know, all the things I've done made me more successful now. So I don't look at them as bad, even though they may have cost me quite a bit of money. My education per se,
Yeah,
cost of education per se, but you know,
it's kind of worth it at the end of the day.
it's got to go. Yeah, you got to go through it, and there's just no other way.
Yeah, man.
It's like you got to walk through the fire to get to the other side.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Man, just this whole thing, man. I think life is just man, it's life in general, man. I just feel like it's so, like, you can't pinpoint exactly what it is, man. You know, despite what anyone might claim it to be, even religious figures,
Mm-hmm.
but just kind of just life in general, and just like the humans, and kind of Earth, and going completely off the business topic here, but just thinking on a grand scale, like, you just don't know, what this world's about, and how a person functions, and it's just so mind blowing. It's just,
Yeah.
it's like a ultimate creator, that has put this whole game thing together, and it's just.
It from taking action too, and also it goes back to what you believe in. You know, there's a lot of things you can manifest between the quantum realm and whatever you're thinking about, and put those things out there. One of the things that I did religiously, I stopped for a little while, was affirmations. A list of all my goals that I wanted to do and get accomplished. You know, some of the deals I'm working with. You know, one of my affirmations was, I'm closing on X and X property by a certain date, and then putting X and X property under contract. I want to reach, 10,000 a week in sales at the barbershop, and then figuring out from there. And I'm manifesting those ideas in my head, so I'm always considerably thinking about them and coming up with ideas. And then not only that, it's out there in the quantum realm, it's out there in the field. So it's opportunities are happening to me. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I had a friend that did something similar. He was telling me about it. So he wrote himself a $25 million check.
Yeah,
For
yeah, I've
a
heard
year.
that. I think Tyra Banks did the same thing. She's like $1 million, something like that.
Well, I think he learned it from Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
He did it. But he wrote himself a $25 million check, and he's like, this is bullshit, because a year later, it was nothing.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know exactly how you do it or what the process is, but when he told me, like, because that's one of the guys I was like, you should come to these seminars with me.
Yeah.
You should do this kind of stuff. And I had sent him something or whatever, so he got interested in it, and he wrote himself a $25 million check and posted it for a year out, and nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just like, this is bullshit.
Yeah. It's bullshit because they didn't have a plan for it.
Yeah.
It's I forget what exactly it's called, but a dream without a plan is a wish or something like that. They said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have a big ass goal too. I mean, my idea is to be at a $500 million net worth.
$500, yeah. Yeah, all right.
$500 million net worth. So that's a big goal.
That's Dwayne Johnson, man. That's LeBron.
Yeah.
Half a billy.
$500 million, yep. And I had it up a little higher, but I got a little more realistic. And it's something that it's a goal line that I know that I can move. Even though a lot of my mentors have said, once you strike a line in the sand, you're not going to pass it. And if I don't pass 500 million, I'm good with that. But as day to day, one of my affirmations is that, I'm already a millionaire, and I'm thinking and working, audaciously to get to that goal, and what the things that I have to do. And then so the next line is, I need to increase sales at a certain location. I need to look for another acquisition to bolt on to the shops.
Mm-hmm.
I need to purchase X amount of properties per year to have that cash flow. And then flip X amount of properties to have the extra money on top to reinvest, and keep doing those smaller goals while the end goal is still at 500 million. There's a lot of little things I've got to get done before I can even get there. Not only that, I had to be a completely different person just to even know about these goals. I mean, you're going to talk to Adam when he was 20, he probably would have said, yeah, whatever, I just want to be rich. But I was just so general, so bold, it didn't matter. Now it's a plan and a plan into action every single day.
And how old are you now?
37.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. So you kind of, yeah, you got it planned out.
Yeah. Whether I get to it or not, but I mean, just getting down that way, down that path has been worth it for me.
That's freaking awesome, man.
And
Yeah.
and you have to, one thing a lot of people fail to is practicing how to be there once you're there too. A lot of people don't manifest themselves in that position. And a lot of people want to say, oh, well, just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean anything. Well, explain to me how your system works, how struggling to pay your bills works. How's all of that? I mean, there's no difference. I think with Dan Blazarian said that, yeah, once, you reach a certain level, you can obtain absolutely anything that you want. With cars, I mean, he's all, the women in Vegas, poker and all that stuff. It gets to the point where it's just not meaningful. It's meaningful in the chase and the hunt. Back to, the predatory, we got to go out there and hunt and gather. It's that whole thing, when he was winning in poker the first time, it's that thrill and continuing to push that. And that's why he's bigger and bigger and bigger. It's the same for all of us. But once you get to a certain point, and I think my father reached that point where it's just, okay, I got all this. What's next? What to do? And that's where it kind of breeds where, I can do whatever and it doesn't matter. I have nothing. It just becomes meaningless. But that chase is right there.
That chase is something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I think things do change. I forgot exactly what you had mentioned earlier about one of the topics that we were talking about, but yeah, man, I think whether it's like that guy's crazy, Dan Blazarian,
Yeah,
like he's a crazy guy. I know he's a role model for a lot of guys. So,
yeah. Well, they see his lifestyle. I think they said, well, he's Mr. Instagram. I think so, or something like that for a while. He had that title for a while.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He's living the life. But shit, I don't know.
But it could be anybody. But see, people don't want to put themselves in that success. They need to think about that. One of my mentors told me the same thing is go practice being successful. Go to River Oaks for us and look at those houses that are 10, 15, 20 million dollars and go actually look at them. When they're on for sale on the market, go look at them. Look at them HAR and look inside of it and think about how you can get there and think about being in that house. Go visit the Rolls Royce dealership and sit in there and smell the leather of the car. And get that feeling that you're going to be driving it. I think it was Conor McGregor. He says, I used to think of myself, I'm driving this piece of shit Mustang, but I think of myself as a Rolls Royce driving down the street, and how am I going to get there and what I need to do. And, he just get back to the gym and fight and get, what his thing was. And he's there. I mean, you see his Instagram and his now. He's one of the best dressed fighters I've seen. I love the way he dresses.
Yeah, it's fresh.
He's fresh. But you got to get there and practice that because people just, they don't. They need to practice that success. Myself, like you were commenting on, my suit and whatnot. This is the first time I've actually been in a body type where I can go and get a custom made suit. This has got all my writings on there. I've got the inner lining and everything in it. My mantra on the back of my neck. But it's success. It's being, having that stuff on there. It fits like a glove. It's everything. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
But I want to buy more. Yeah, they got a high price tag. So I've got to go out there and really move and groove and be out there and make what I got to make so I can live the lifestyle that I want to live.
I think before you were in a lot of hoodies.
Yeah, I still wear a lot of hoodies. I still do.
Yeah, you got to be comfortable sometimes. I just like rocking some shorts, man.
Yeah.
I
wear, I wear everything. You can check my Instagram and it's from cowboy gear to this to whatever.
Yeah, switch it up, man.
Yeah, exactly. Got to be versatile. That's another thing.
Keep it guessing. Yeah, man. Shoot, man. I think that's what's up, man. That's wonderful. I think, man, it was some good business talk.
Yeah.
Some good business talk. Real estate is something on my life game plan as well.
Do it.
Pretty soon. I don't want to cut myself too thin with a lot of things that I have going on right now, but that's definitely something that's there.
What I tell a lot of people that want to get started in real estate? Buy a house. Buy a house that needs a little bit of work in the area. Live in that house for a little while and fix it up as you go along. You're also, you're occupying the house, so you're not paying any capital gains for the first 2 years. But as you're going on, you're adding value to the house. You need get a house that needs a kitchen. It has an outdated kitchen from the 1980s. Fix it up, bring it up to, now. Do the bathroom. Keep the yard done. Slowly as you live in there. Take pride in it. And then as the market appreciates and as you put value into it, sell it. You're going to have some gain on there. Then roll it into the next house. And keep going that way. It's a very, very good, easy way to get started. That's how my father, I saw growing up, did that. That's how he was able to acquire his first business, because he had a house that, you know, needed some work and had some value, and put value into it, and he got into a bind and he had to sell it, and he was lucky enough to cash out enough to invest into something else.
Shoot.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
man.
what I tell everybody. Or you can do the other thing people tell you is buy a, you know, it's like a fourplex and live in one and have everyone else pay the rent. You know, that's another thing too. That's a lot more. You know, if you have a house, you take pride in it and fix it. It's your own kind of thing.
True.
You know, put your thing in there, but you're adding value to it. And that's what we do, really. We go to a house in the areas that we invest in, and, you know, they're just shitholes, to be exactly, shitholes. And we just go through and we do kitchens and we do bathrooms and we fix them all up and make them look pretty and bring instant equity right then and there.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Shoot, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. I think this was a good session, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I think we got a lot of good insight out of it. I'm sure a lot of people could learn from it. Don't sleep on Adam, guys. This guy, he's been killing it as long as I've known him, and is always hungry. So so it's good, man. But I always give my guests a little bit of time at the end to kind of let the audience know what you do. You know, how you can help them, connect with them, whatever the case might be, man. So I'm gonna let you take a few minutes, just kind of roll with it.
Okay, so if you guys are in the Houston area and want to come check out the barbershops, I'm the owner of Mike's Barbershop that is in the Galleria at 59 in Chimney Rock, and also the other one in the Energy Corridor off of Eldridge Parkway and Memorial called 46 and 2 Barber. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's Adam1 on Instagram, and we see different things from out there playing with our animals and horses, me and my daughter, to you know, a lot of the real estate stuff that we're starting to dive into, and then some other things too that we're starting to focus on here pretty soon, as far as business credit and all the other things that I've been learning. There's a lot of good things on there as well too. And I'm on YouTube, and it's just car videos. You know, it's a car guy just having a few things fun here and there. So that's where you can get me. But like I said, if you're in the Houston area, please just come by and take a look at the shops. I'm usually there on the weekends, and if you see me, just, you know, let's chat it up, get some ideas rolling.
Yeah, you gotta give me a discount on my haircut too, man. You know,
actually, I don't think you can have anything on your head, man. We can get your beard up.
Hey,
you know, grow it out like mine right here.
Hey, appreciate it, Adam.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, man. All right, guys, everyone, wrapping up the podcast, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Awesome, man. That was badass, bro.
Think so?
Yeah.
Kind of some other things I should have dived into more or whatever.
Like what?
But